Hello, everybody. I'm Mario Linhares, and I'm broadcasting from Cabo Frio, Brazil. And I've got from Brazil, too, on the other side of the line, Dr. Florian Kongoli. This is the third episode of the SIPS of Science. And every week on Thursday, 10 p.m. GMT, we are here together on a joint coverage from Floating Star Outreach and TV Onda Azul to talk about the largest event on sustainability through science and technology that this year will happen in Phuket, Thailand. And I have the pleasure of having with me here Dr. Florian Kongoli. Hello, Dr. Florian. How are you?
Good evening, Mario. How are you?
Very well. The connection is not so good with you, but Dr. Florian tonight is in Corumbá, in Pantanal. He had recently been here like 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, right? And now we're back to Brazil for some professional projects. And this is the fun thing about SIPS of Science. Every week from a different city in the world. Now you are in a very important biome in Brazil, Pantanal. So, good evening. Good evening for the ones in Brazil and Europe, and good morning for our friends in Asia and Oceania. Dr. Florian, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. I hear you. Yes, I hear you. Clear.
Yes, I said good evening. Hello, how are you?
Yes, good evening. I hear you perfectly.
Very good. So, Dr. Florian, very good. So we are talking about SIPS of Science. This is the episode 3. And what do we have in store to talk about SIPS tonight? What are we going to talk about? Dr. Florian, can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly.
Dr. Florian,
clear.
So please, what are we going to talk tonight about SIPS? What is?
I hear you.
But so go ahead, please. Well, the connection, I believe we have a connection issue with Dr. Florian.
Yes, well.
We are going to try to solve it. Meanwhile, I will invite everybody to watch this video from Phuket, where SIPS is going to be taking place between the 27th of November and the 1st of December. Hello, Dr. Florian?
The connection is not good.
Yeah, the connection is not so good. So I'm going to show everybody a video from Phuket, and I'll talk to you on the other lines, Dr. Florian. Well, this is the thing when we do live broadcasting. I hear you. Can you hear me, Dr. Florian?
I hear you perfectly. So, I don't know if you hear me.
What are we going to talk about tonight?
Tonight is one of the symposium dedicated to Professor MacDonald, one of the famous professors in corrosion science, and related to sustainability. It is a major event dedicated to this professional that has been working on the field for entire life, and the corrosion is so interlinked with the sustainability. It's interlinked with sustainability for various reasons. Everything that we do, we touch today, are prone to corrosion. So, if we want to have a sustainable material, especially metals, still they are dominant today compared to other materials in the world. And these materials need to be protected against corrosion. Corrosion is a huge issue around the world today. Everything is destroyed, is deteriorated by corrosion in the sea, the water, in the atmosphere, especially in Amazon areas where the humidity is high, like here in Pantanal, where I am. So if we want to produce less metal and to avoid the deterioration of metal that we use in the entire area, entire uh, areas of the world, we need to protect them against corrosion. And if we
Mhm.
protect them against corrosion, we produce less metal, we produce less, and we save the resources, because the life of metals are longer compared to the metals that are not protected against corrosion. So corrosion is relatively an old term, but today the modern term, it is interfacial science, because corrosion can be protected through a layer, or can be protected through allowing steel or other materials to special chemical components that they prevent corrosion. For example, we can produce stainless steel, forks and knives that we eat every day. They are produced by stainless steel. Life cycle is long, because they cannot, they are protected against corrosion. So it is directly related to sustainability, and it is very appropriate for us to honor, as the first corrosion symposium, to honor Professor McDonald, who has dedicated the entire life uh, on the science of corrosion. It is one giant of corrosion, we can say, without exaggerating.
Very, very good. And besides this symposium, we have like 50 other symposia. It's a total of 50, around 50, right? 50, 51. I think you've confirmed the
Correct,
51st.
correct, correct.
And what can we expect? Because this symposium about corrosion is very, very important, and probably is one of the most, as you said, the hottest topics related to sustainability, isn't it? Corrosion.
Yes, is one of the scientific topic related to sustainability.
Hmm.
Uh, I see that the connection is not so good, so probably I should try to change the provider. I don't know if this will disconnect or no, but if I change the
It will
provider,
probably,
should I
but we
try?
can do something. Meanwhile, I'm going to show a video about SIPS. You have like 1 minute for this process.
Correct. That's it.
Okay, so
Perfect.
while you try the change of provider, I will
Yes.
show our viewers a video here. And if you're not back, I'll show a
Okay.
second video. Don't worry. Okay, so
Yes.
thank you.
Correct.
This is SIPS of Science, and we are live with Dr. Florian Kongoli in the city of Corumbá, Mato Grosso. Yes, he's in Pantanal. He's switching providers so that we can keep talking about this symposium about corruption in SIPS. But meanwhile, let's watch one of the teasers for the largest event in sustainability through science and technology in the world. We're waiting for you there, 27th of November to December 1st in Phuket, Thailand. So let's watch a little about it. So we've got Dr. Florian again. Dr. Florian, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Good. So
I hear you.
so we were talking about the symposium, the corrosion
Corrosion.
symposium. We've experienced. We'd like to apologize. We had a technical issue with internet. Yes, like the signal, but it seems like we've been back on track again. So let's go back talking about the symposium, Dr. Florian.
Well, the other provider is not as good as the I thought, so I'm back to the original one. So SIPS has 50 symposia. One of them is dedicated to Professor McDonald, uh, related to the corrosion science, or the modern term is interfacial science, which is also not so general, but it is more popular today. But there are 48 symposia covering 360 degrees, 360 degrees of the life, from geology, mining, processing, mineral processing, extraction, refining, metals, nanomaterials, advanced technologies in materials, nanotechnologies, medicine, technologies in medicine, law. Law is a special symposium on law dedicated to Professor Nolan. We're going to have Professor Nolan next, hopefully next week, or 2 weeks from now. So it is a wide range meeting, multidisciplinary one, and the entire thing is dedicated to Nobel laureate Farid Murad, Professor Farid Murad, Nobel laureate in medicine. So everything is glued together. They have a spine. The spine of SIPS is sustainability, and all the vertebrae are different scientific symposia that are joined together in this spine, in the main spine, through glued together through sustainability. So the spine is sustainability, and everything rotates 360 degrees around sustainability.
Very, very good, Dr. Florian. Now, let this symposium, how many works are going to be presented in the symposium specifically?
It's about 600 presentations from 8 countries around the world, with a record of 9 Nobel laureates. We have president of NTU University, Professor Subra Suresh, who used to be the National Science Director of National Science Foundation in the United States, appointed directly by President Obama. We have 2 former.
So he was the person who advised President Obama of his decisions on science.
Yes, not only President Obama, but the entire Congress. So basically, the Director of National Science Foundation is proposed by the President of the United States as a procedure, but it is approved and voted in Senate, in Congress and Senate to be approved. So it was proposed by President Obama at the time, and it was voted in the Senate. It was approved by Senate with a majority of votes. So it's basically it's a scientific position, but also it is a political position. So you cannot get there. You could be the best scientist in the world, but if you don't have the leadership capabilities, you cannot manage. You cannot go through Senate anyway. You have to be clear in all directions, and also you have to have leadership capabilities. So he exercised that duty for 4 years, and then he has been prior to that, he has been president of several universities, and now he's president of NTU University in Singapore, one of the largest technological universities in the world. We have also 2 former presidents of American Chemical Society coming, but what is a highlight is also the current vice president of vice president of European Research Council. So all these are gathered together as our to be noted list. We don't use the word VIP, but it's kind of VIP list. So this is increases the value of SIPS um, is an addition, an add-on value, because the value of SIPS is determined by the 600 scientists from all over the world, from every country, every
Mhm.
origin, every race, and male, female. So it is in the entire world. It is SIPS. So the value is from these scientists that come that present their findings, their inventions, their discoveries. We don't have any censors. We do not censor any of those scientific, scientific work. As long as it's scientific, we are neutral. We do not take sides in political debates, in scientific debates, in technology debates. So we do not take sides. We invite everybody to come and present their discoveries, their theories, and everything else
And one
without
thing that is
any
very interesting about
restriction.
this, Dr. Florian, you've given many examples, even through SIPS, of scientists that were uh, their original findings became jokes among even the scientific community. Yes, and
Yes.
even they were ridicularized. And after sometimes 10, 20 years, 30 years, the scientific community had to say, well, you were right. Yes, and very few times you hear I'm sorry. Yes, you just there are many examples of
Yes.
this. So it's very interesting not to make
That's
uh, uh, of not making like any kind of censorship in science, isn't it?
no. Science is not a political process. Science, if the majority or if somebody they are against any you cannot say that the discovery is not good, because it's not a
Mhm.
political process. It's not a voting process. It is
I
not
see.
the contest of popularity.
Uh-huh.
So if you have a discovery, you could go against all the existing knowledge in the world, and
Yes.
still your discovery might be valid, and
Dr. Florian, I believe your connection is has frozen. Unfortunately, we are experiencing some connection issues this evening. So can you hear me, Dr. Florian?
so I
Can
think
you hear
you're
me, Dr.
frozen,
Florian?
and then apparently here because of the rain, the
Probably it could
internet has
be.
not been good, and the
It
Wi-Fi
could
has
be. It
been
could be.
suffering.
We have to remember that
So
Dr.
in
Florian
this
is in
case, we
Corumbá.
can, if
Dr.
you're
Florian is
still
in the
there.
Pantanal, right? Dr. Florian is in the Brazilian Pantanal, one of the
Hello,
hello, can you hear us? One of the
Mario, you
most
hear me?
important natural biomes of Brazil. Brazil has 6 biomes, and Pantanal is one of them. Yes, and it's usual to have this kind of problems in internet connections
Hear you.
sometimes. Can you hear us good, Dr.
Yes,
Florian?
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you all the time.
So you can continue. You can continue.
Yes. So that's basically it. So it is it is the major sustainability conference in the world, and then this is the welcome and open to everybody. They do not need an invitation. Pop up in the website. You know, the you can you can submit the abstract and follow the procedure. So this is very easy to participate and is open to everyone, especially
Yeah,
this time.
the
We
if
are
you want more
we are
information, we've got on the screen here, right down here, the
Yes.
website, floating.org slash
Okay.
SIPS 2022. You have all
Okay.
the information there.
So I think that's all for tonight, because they are calling me on the phone. They are calling me
Good.
on the door. This is so
Yeah,
busy today.
today we're very busy. So I'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Florian. Next week we're going to have another SIPS of Science. Yes, so every week with some about something relevant about the largest event that thinks sustainability through science and technology, SIPS, Sustainable Industrial Process.